Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday. For those of you that celebrated, happy day after Christmas. Hope your holidays were great. Today, this is just a short update just to show you what I did today. I was going to make a big long video, but it seemed kind of pointless to draw it out for 20 minutes when it was pretty simple. So, I ran to Lowe's this morning and I picked up 3 sheets of drywall. Somehow managed to fit them all in my car. Now, full disclosure, I did cut them down to size in the parking lot at Lowe's. Fortunately, the 2 big sheets were 45 inches wide, which gave me about an inch clearance to get it into the back, and only 76 inches long to the height of the wall behind me. So I could get those in without having to worry about the front seats or overhanging or anything like that. I wedged some old sleeping bags and stuff up underneath to brace them so they weren't flopping around, because the back of the car, the panels kind of slope, so they were kind of, it doesn't matter. So 2 sheets, 45 inches wide, 76 inches long, and then a 3rd sheet that I cut down to 21.5 inches lengthwise. Full 8 feet though, so that one was kind of tricky. That one I had to put in and kind of hold the whole trip home, but we got it. So if we turn around, now this is the big panel wall, the wall that was no insulation. No, it had insulation, no drywall. The other side had drywall, but not the top. This one had no drywall at all. And as you can see, I still have a gap down here, but I'll get to that in a second. Everything else went together pretty smooth. This one, I actually managed to cut out all the holes without having to screw anything up once. This one was just a straight put in and put in place. And then the top, kind of had to get creative with that. I bought a set of, I bought a piece of 1/4 inch by 2 foot by 2 foot plywood. All right, I have some scrap of it over here, so this is what it is. All right, here you go. 1/4 inch, even says it on the back, right there. I don't know if you can read it, but you know, 1/4 category sanded BC 24 to 24, cut to size. Okay, 1/4 inch. Remember that. So 1/4 inch plywood, and the purpose of that was up on the top of these. The way that they built these, the very top half of this wall sat out, so the big 2x6s that were here were actually outward and not flush. So I couldn't just put drywall straight up, they would have sunken in. So I bought this with the intent of bridging the gap, you know, down here and up top to bridge that gap. The problem was 1/4 inch was not enough. So I knew a 1/2 inch was going to be too much, so I'm thinking, okay, I need 3/8. So I ran back to Lowe's looking for a 3/8 piece, but they didn't have anything. What they did have though is this. Now this is listed as, and I think I used the sticker somewhere, but this is listed as, and the sticker on the back said the same thing, 1/4 inch by 24 by 24 inch Luan. But I want to put these two together back to back and hold them up, and you tell me how those are the same size. How are those both 1/4 inch? One is clearly bigger than the other. Unfortunately, they didn't have any 3/8, but fortunately, grabbing a piece of Luan, this 1/4 inch, which is, I don't get it, ended up being the perfect doubled up thickness for this, with the exception of this wall. This wall is crooked. So that end down there is recessed in like the other wall was from end to end. However, on this end, screws, it actually came out. So on the top of this, I have no spacer blocks. I did put them down here just to have them to make sure everything's nice and lined up down here. But the top part actually was recessed in that end and not on this end. It actually was coming out. I don't know if I have any pictures of it. Maybe I could go back and look. But the top 2x4 on the outside actually came in and was offset just about the perfect length. So this wall is actually crooked. So I'm sure once I've got paint up, it'll bug me. But for now, the more important thing is it is all insulated. Now the other downfall is, like, you can look right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit flexible only because there's no way to gap the whole thing. I could take this back down and put some more of those shims behind it, but this building doesn't move. So I think I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna throw some plaster in there, joint compound, tape it, call it good. This other end down here went together perfectly fine. I gapped the middle of the window, and then that piece down there, it's 33 inches from floor to top and 36 inches wide. Now I have a lot of these right here are about 16-inch deep offcuts from when I did all of the walls. That might either be the wall offcuts or the tops. I don't remember for sure. But either way, I have a lot of those as extras, but I also have, if you look down there behind that dog's head, right there, that piece right there is actually 3 foot by 3 foot square. So that piece is going to become our new donor for that. I have to cut out the jack for the Ethernet, but other than that, it's just going to be a straight 36-inch wide, 33-inch tall, stick it in place, and then insulation and drywall are done. All right, what else? Oh, I did buy some joint compound. I bought some Quickset 45, and then I also bought some all-purpose, a bunch of tape, some drywall taping knives, a 10-inch and a 6-inch, and a little pan and a hawk, and probably some other stuff I forgot about. So I did buy a bunch of stuff in order to prep for this, and that's because, and I've shown this before, this is my favorite one to use. This hole right here, I have air blowing into it. I don't know if I can actually get it to do it, but I actually have a piece of toilet paper over here. Let's see if this will work. This little flimsy piece of, actually, little telltale right there, right? If we hold this up, well, it does nothing, so screw that. But anyway, there's a little bit of cold air that comes through there because it's not sealed. This was a shed. It was never intended to be sealed up for, living or anything like that. There's no plastic around the outside of it or on the inside of it or anything. It's just all open. So places like there and, these little gaps where there are in the wall, they do let some cold air in. Now, obviously, it's not nearly as much as it used to be. And overall, it's going to be a much more comfortable room in here. Even now, I mean, I can hear the heater is kicked off. Even though it's 30 degrees outside, it's already up to 70 in here. And that's with just the little AC mini split going. So heating isn't an issue. And it's getting better and better. But the more I get it tied up, the more I get it buttoned up, the better it'll be. So things like taping the joints is going to be the next project. I did buy the Quickset 45 mainly for this stupid gap back here that I screwed up on. I guess from all the research I've done, using the hot mud, the Quickset stuff is better for filling larger gaps because it dries a whole lot harder and it doesn't have as long a time to cure, which leads to less shrinkage. Regular all-purpose joint compound takes, can take a day to cure fully, whereas, this stuff's going to cure in 45 minutes, give or take, depending on if you have hot water, cold water, all that stuff. I don't know. There's a science to it, and I'm not a drywall expert. But everything I've read, that's so far what I've come up with. So I grabbed some 45. That's why I also grabbed the little pan and stuff, just so I can mix some of that up. So, I mean, obviously I have to move the computer and stuff, but that'll be, quick set it in with that, as well as any other, slightly larger gaps that I want to try to fill in that, that I can. There's one up here in the ceiling that's a little bit large for my taste. Yeah, I'm sure regular mud and tape will cover it, but if I can fill in a little bit with the Quickset, then I will. Anyway, yeah, that's just a quick update, a quick video. Nothing crazy. I'm not even going to bother putting any of the footage I took in. I'm just going to go through and purge it and save space on my phone. But yeah, we've got the upper section of the ends now completely done. That wall is almost completely done, and the bottom I will do tomorrow while I'm at work. I'm sweating in here as much as I've been working just getting this drywall up. It wasn't hard, so I guess I'm just really out of shape. Come on, New Year's, I need a resolution. Anyway, that said, I'm going to leave my mess for the time being, and like I said, that part will get done. And turn that computer off from inside. I don't feel like walking all the way over there, tripping over insulation and junk that I've been using. But otherwise, yeah, pretty productive day. And again, I hope everybody that celebrates had a great holiday. And if not, I hope you had a good weekend. And Sunday, it's back to work tomorrow. But luckily, I've got everything out of the way so I can actually work. And then it's cleanup time. I got to take my little tree down behind me. I've got the box for that. And then that can go away, and then that'll really make it feel open in here. And then I have to figure out the whole joint compound thing, how to do all that, and get working on that stuff. And then the other thing I got to figure out is where to put all my extra stuff. I have like a bazillion extra keyboards and monitors and stuff, and I'd like to have some shelves for it or something, but if I'm going to put a theater seat there to put a TV over here, well, it's kind of running out of room there. Maybe if I get a shelf unit, I put it sideways, it's kind of like a room divider. I don't know. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for watching.